Bahubali The Beginning was the first trailer reaction I was ever suggested. Hello, current super viewers and future movie dopers. I'm coming back to the channel because I missed it. Very quick TLDR of why I left the channel is I was homeless. Yeah, for a while. I am coming back to do this because I missed doing these movie reactions, and anyone on this channel has been clicking the links to the Patreon that I have not updated like a silly boy that I am will see that those links no longer go to anything. I'll be updating those links to explain that, and for a bunch of reasons I had to take these down that I'm not going to go into here, but these are on my list of movies that I will be re-recording commentaries for on my own, maybe with a guest in the future. But to come back to this, I wanted to do that movie that I still haven't seen. That was the first trailer reaction that started this whole pocket of the journey in terms of talking about movies, finding a lot of great movies right off the top of my head. I'm not looking at the screen, I promise. Padmavat, 3 Idiots, like I already mentioned, Zindagi Na, Zindagi Na Milegi Dobara. Okay, I got a little cold feet. I was scared I was going to say the wrong name. Padmavat. Wait, I already said that. Oh, Rangasthalam. Ooh, that's not one that I recorded a reaction to, but that's one that I need to in the future. Dangal. I'm looking at this. Sultan. Whew, some great ones. I've got Chuck to India. I just got it in the mail. But yeah, I want to, while I'm continuing all the movies or dope things that I am doing, which are podcasts, if you want any of those links will be down below. I'll stop hitting this mic arm. I've had a lot of fun doing podcasts like that, but I want to come back to doing these reactions. So there will be the video of the first 10 minutes here, but if you go over to the Patreon and watch the whole thing, it'll have a timer like that in the corner so that you can match up your own version of the movie while watching it with me. There were 4 choices, and I chose for myself Tamil because it was one of the languages that it was recorded in. But I, with you, would like to start this and finally see the movie that I took too long to see it. I'll just be perfectly honest, because I remember really liking that trailer. So let's get into watching Bahubali, The Beginning. That was a cool transition. That was a good transition into the water. Oh, that is the sneaky revelation of the arrow in her back. I love how it's not even the focus of the shot, like the primary focus. Brilliant choice. Holy, she just pulled that out of her back. Oh my gosh, she's badass. This sequence has reminded me a lot of a great movie called The Impossible. It's actually the first movie I ever saw Tom Holland in, the current Spider-Man, unintentional to see him in it, but had one of the greatest river sequences I've ever seen and would highly recommend it.
Mahendra Baahubali vaala vendum.
Ooh, that is an amazing shot. Yeah, she did.
அந்த அம்மா குழந்தையை கொடுத்துட்டு ஆக்காட்டி வரல மலை மேல காட்டுச்சுனா இவனை அங்க கொண்டு போக சொல்லிச்சோ என்னமோ.
புத்திக்கு இது கெட்டு போச்சா அவனுக்கு? பிறந்த குழந்தையை கொல்றதுக்கு ஆள் அனுப்பிச்சிருக்கா, மேல அனுப்புறதா?
சங்கா அப்படி இல்ல சங்கானா.
இவன் ஏன் புள்ள குழந்தை இல்லைன்னு அழுது தவம் கிடந்த எனக்கு நதியம்மா கொடுத்த வர இவன். யாராவது எதிர்த்து பேசுனீங்க குறவழிய மிரிச்சு நெரிச்சு விடுவேன். என்ன பாக்குறீங்க? அடிச்சு மூடுங்கடா.
All I'll say is, how do they know the steps go all the way to the top? But I wonder if those steps are going to return in this movie or the conclusion. He'd be a lot safer if you just open those steps, Mom. This music is amazing. Ugh. Is he gonna get up there without those steps?
எங்கேயோ ஆகாசத்துக்குள்ள இருக்கு.
அந்த 100 அடிக்கிட்ட எத்தனை வாட்டி விழுந்திருக்காடா?
100 தாட்டி.
பின்ன
Oh.
மறுபடியும் சர்ன்னு சறுக்கிட்டு வந்துரும்.
ஆமா ஆமா.
No running start?
உன் ஆத்தா அங்க என்னென்னவோ பண்ணுது.
சிவா சிவா
15 இன்னும் 1001 வாட்டு ஊத்துனேன்னா உன் வேண்டுதல் நிறைவேறிடும்.
சாமி இதை நான் செஞ்சு முடிச்சா என் பிள்ளை என் பேச்சு கேட்பான்ல, அந்த நீர்மலை ஏறதை நிறுத்திடுவான்ல.
என்ன சிவனை பத்தி என்ன நினைச்சிட்டேன்? உன் மனசை அவ மேல வச்சு உச்சிக்குள் வை. உன் மகனுக்கு சரியான வழியை அவன் காட்டுவான்.
சரி சாமி.
அம்மா உனக்கு என்ன சின்ன பொண்ணுன்னு நினைப்பா? இத்தனை வாட்டி ஏறி இருக்குன்னா என்ன அவ? ஆமா 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 என் பேச்ச கேள.
போடா, நீ என்னைக்காச்சும் ஏன் பேச்சு கேட்டியா?
அப்பா நீ ஒரு வார்த்தை சொல்லலாம்ல.
சங்கா,
என்ன
அந்த விபூதி அங்க வச்சிருக்கியா? நான் எங்கெங்கயோ தேடிக்கிட்டு இருக்கேன்.
விடுறா.
அம்மா அப்ப உனக்கு பதிலா நான் போறேன், சரியா?
கூடாதே. ஏத்துக்க மாட்டானே. வேண்டினவங்க தானே நிறைவேற்றணும்.
குடு.
சாமி நீ உன் வேலையை பாத்துக்கோ.
நம சிவா.
ஆமா 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 ஆமா
என்னடா
இப்படியே உன்னை தூக்கிக்கிறேன். நீயே தண்ணி ஊத்திக்கோ, சரியா?
கூடாதே. சிவன் ஏத்துக்க மாட்டானே. வேண்டினவங்க தானே நடக்கணும். உன் அம்மா பசிக்கு நீ சாப்பிடுவியா?
சாமி நீயும் உன் சிவனும் சேர்ந்து எங்க அம்மாவை சாவடிக்க பாக்குறீங்களா?
என்னமோ சிவன் மனசுல என்ன இருக்குதோ எனக்கு எப்படி தெரியும்?
Okay, if you want to see the full reaction, that link is down below. Ooh. Wow, that was a great spot to end part 1, leave us hanging. I think it was fantastic. I think on a first watch for me, because I was confused and I definitely was not expecting that long of a flashback. The middle of the flashback dragged a little bit for me, but once the war started, it picked back up. Like everything in the beginning of the flashback really hit as well. I think it was just maybe my expectations that the flashback wouldn't be so long. But whew, wow. I'm gonna watch part 2 now. That was so exhilarating. And I think that part that dragged for me will play better on a second watch, since now I know what to expect, especially considering that it isn't just one movie. There's 2 parts. Ooh. This is going to be interesting. I can't imagine what could be next. But I like that duality of the grandfather who was, sidelined because he was conniving because of his character, but he was so insecure about his physical deformity that he thought that was the reason. I thought that was a really dynamic detail for his character. This was giving me a lot of vibes, a lot of awesome vibes. I'm gonna go watch part 2 now. That was fantastic. That was really engaging. Is it my favorite film I've ever seen? I don't think so, but I think it might rise the ranks when we get to part 2. That's interesting. There's special thanks to Facebook and Twitter and Google. But that was really captivating, especially for having been recording for 2 hours and nearly 46 minutes. I'm very excited to get to part 2. Thanks for joining. Just really excited to keep going, and see you in part 2. If you're on Patreon, or if you're going to join Patreon, there's a Discord where we can discuss movies and nerd out about things included in any tier there. If you want to come join and talk about Baahubali, or like I said, Bond, Fast and Furious, Marvel, Mission Impossible, Kingsman. I got a Kingsman tattoo. It was such a long movie that I've forgotten. I spent so much time in the war and the battle in the flashback that I forgot for a moment how many times there were just beautiful, gorgeous sequences like him painting on her hand or her shoulder. The one part that I think dragged for me in the flashback was when they went out drinking right before they went to catch that spy. That felt a little unrelated, I guess, to me, especially since I was still figuring out if this was, since it was played by the same actor, if this was an alternate reality or like that was just his father played by the same actor. That part, if it were me on this first watch, mind you, I haven't seen it a second time, so it may play differently. I would have cut that part out and somehow condensed the spy part, moved it, had it placed sooner before them. But hey, we get invested in the people. I thought that was a really great twist at the end of who stabs Father Bahubali in the back. Thanks for joining. I don't know what else I should say about this, but I'm going to see you in part 2. Thanks for joining, super viewers and movie dopers.